I've been growing vegetables in the garden for something like 50 years. I've taught courses on how to do it. I have all kinds of videos on how to do it. And about a month ago, I learned something new that I never realized. And now I have a better way to grow cool season crops. I was checking out some data on starting seeds and how well they germinated at different temperatures. And it showed that almost all the vegetable seeds germinated at the highest rate at 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, that didn't make a lot of sense to me. We take cool season crops, things like the leafy greens, spinach, lettuce, and peas, and we plant them early in the year. In fact, the recommendation is plant them as soon as you can work the soil. And yet, this data says that that's the wrong time to plant these seeds. So I had a closer look at the whole thing. The first thing I tried to do was validate the seed germination data. It didn't give a link to any study, it just gave the numbers, and this was on a U.S. Extension website. Now, sometimes this information is good and other times it's just wrong. But I found several other extension sites that gave the same data. Now, that's a bit suspicious too because it was identical, and none of them gave a reference as to where it came from. One of the tables was made by a J.F. Harrington, and after a bit of examination, I found that he is probably the author of this data. In fact, I even found a thesis from him from the 1950s where he looked at seed germination, and he's published several papers looking at how different parameters affect seed germination. So I'm pretty sure he's the original author. It's just that the study has been done such a long time ago, you can't find it on the internet. Or at least I didn't. If you find it, send me a link. I'd love to see the original article. Anyways, that gave me some confidence that this data is probably correct, although it's surprising. So let's have a look at some of this data. Along the top, you have different temperatures. This is the temperature that the seeds were incubated to see how many germinated. Now, if we go down this list and say, look at beets, at 41 degrees Fahrenheit, it took 42 days for the seeds to germinate. Yet at 86, it only took 4 days. Lettuce, at 41 degrees, it took 15 days for lettuce to germinate. And yet at 86 degrees, it only took 2 days. How about peas? 41 degrees, took 36 days. At 86 degrees, 6 days. How about a warm season crop like a tomato? Well, at 41 degrees, you got no germination at all. At 50 degrees, it took 43 days for the seeds to germinate. And at 86 degrees, it only took 6 days. Now, if you go down this list, 86 degrees seems like the perfect temperature. And it's the one that gives you the fastest germination for almost every vegetable on this list. Warm season, cool season. They all germinate best at 86 degrees. So why do we take cool season crops and put them outside in that cold soil to try and get a head start on the season? That's just going to slow down seed germination. Well, the reason is actually a fairly good one. Some crops, like our leafy greens, things like lettuce and spinach and peas, grow well in cool temperatures, but they do terrible once it gets hot. So we have to get them started early, grow them during the cool weather, and they're finished by the time it gets warm. These crops simply can't take warm days. They either bolt or they just die. So we have to get them started early, grow them quick, and now it's summertime. Now, for those who live in warmer climates, you might do the same in the fall. You might start them something like August and get them to grow in the fall. In my Zone 5 garden, you can do that, but it doesn't work all that well for many crops. So we grow cool season crops cool because that's the temperature they need to grow. It's not the ideal temperature for them to germinate. So how do we fix this problem? How do we improve the way we grow cool season crops? Well, there are two options here. One is germinate them warm and grow them inside for a little bit. Get them into good-sized seedlings and then plant them out. And that works very well. But that takes extra room. You need lights, you need the space, you need extra pots, extra soil, and not everybody wants to go through that trouble. So with these crops, we tend to seed them directly in the ground. But there's another solution here. Let's germinate warm and grow cool. And the way we do that is we use my baggie method. Now, I didn't invent this method, but I did add some improvements to the method, and I made a video quite a few years ago now. It's had well over 1 million views, and it shows you how to use the baggie method to germinate the seeds indoors. Once they're germinated, we can put them outside. We don't have to actually grow them inside. So I wanted to do a little experiment. I had 2 goals for the experiment. Goal number 1 is I wanted to test whether the data in the table we looked at is actually right. Does it really take 3 to 4 weeks to germinate these seeds at cold temperatures? And the second thing I wanted to test is what happens when I germinate the seeds using the baggie method indoors, nice and warm, and then I take them out into that cold soil. What happens? Do they rot? Do they keep growing and grow into healthy plants? And let's compare that type of growth to putting the seeds into a cold temperature. So I took some beet seeds and some pea seeds and split them into 2 groups. Remember, you always have to have a control. Both sets of seeds were put into my baggies the same day using the same method. One set was left on my desk, that's the warm germinators. The other set went into my fridge, and my fridge turns out to be 7 degrees centigrade or 45 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's the cool temperature. So the fridge is mimicking what happens to seed that I plant outdoors. But I wanted to use the baggie method because I can look at them every day. I can see germination right away as soon as it happens. Whereas if I put them in soil outside, I can't see the seeds. They might rot and not grow. They might germinate and then die. I can't tell how fast the germination is if I put them outside. So I like to use the fridge method. So we have cold seed in the fridge to see how long it takes to germinate. And I have some other seeds sitting on my desk, which are the warm germinated. What happened? The warm germinating pea seeds germinated in about 2 to 3 days. And that's pretty normal. That matches my past experience doing other experiments with peas. The warm beet seeds took a little longer, 3 to 4 days. When those 2 sets of seeds germinated, I took them outside into the cold and potted them up. That was early May, and May here was a terrible month. Extremely cold. We had some freezing nights. It was very cloudy, almost no sun all month. It was just a horrible month for gardening. But within 3, 4, 5 days, the seeds started showing themselves above the soil, and they started to grow quite nicely. Well, what happened to the cold germinating seeds? Those are the ones in the fridge. The peas didn't germinate for 3 to 4 weeks, and the beet seeds took even longer. So when we take these seeds and put them into cold soil, they just take forever to germinate. Now, my data isn't exactly the same as that in the table I showed you, but it's in the ballpark. Taking these seeds and germinating them cold will take 3 to 4 weeks for them to show themselves above the soil. So at the end of May, the cold treated seed were still in the fridge and just starting to germinate. If they had been underground, you still wouldn't see any shoots because they first make the root. Compare that to the warm germinated one. At the end of May, they're growing really nicely. The peas are 6 to 8 inches tall. The beets have nice leaves on them. They're a little shorter. They're growing a little slower than the peas, but they're smaller plants anyway. So what does this little demonstration show us? If you germinate warm and then grow cool, you'll have plants that are way ahead of schedule compared to those that are germinated cool and grown cool. By germinating using the baggie method indoors, you're saving yourself 2 to 3 weeks of growth. That means that you're going to have larger plants before the heat arrives, and you should get a higher yield. Now, this demonstration isn't going to show that, but I've been gardening for 50 years, and I know that if I get larger plants and healthier plants, I generally get a better yield. And if you're one of those gardeners who grow in cold climates like I do, and I'm in zone 5, we jump through hoops to try and get our plants started early and to grow them as quickly as possible before that heat arrives. For cool season crops, there's a big advantage to germinating warm and growing cool. I'm going to use this technique from now on. Happy gardening. Thank you very much for your support. If you'd like to connect directly with me, the best way is through my Facebook group, Garden Fundamentals. We'll answer all of your questions there. I also have a blog called Garden Myths where I've debunked over 2,000 different myths. I'll put links to all of these in the description below. Happy gardening.